So I just want to talk about feelings right now. Let me turn this down. Rob Lowe's talking about his dogs again. It's a commercial. How to feed your dog, how not to feed your dog. That's another one. Now, so let's talk about feelings. So as a child, well, even now, but I've learned to kind of tailor it a little bit better. But as a child, I was a very emotional child. I took on the emotions of not only myself, but my family, and even the people in my surrounding area, my neighborhood, my friends, my blah, 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 co-workers. I would take on the emotions of everyone because I was projecting so much. I wanted to be a part of people's lives, and I thought they were part of mine. And so when I would connect with people, I connected with them on an emotional level. Now, with that being said, I think as a Generation X, and any of us older than Generation X and older, we were taught to disengage from those emotions. We were always taught to distance ourselves from emotion, but I never could. And I was always very in tune with my emotions, very in tune with my feelings. Let's just call them feelings, okay? Because if you don't feel good, you're not going to do something right. And if you do feel good, you're going to do it. That's your decisioning factors, your emotions, and how you feel about something. And so that's what drove my life continually, every day, and still does to this day. I follow my intuition. I follow my feelings. And so when a lot of people in my life didn't do that, I got confused. And then I would take on their emotions because I would see how things would play out, and I would react in the way that I thought, well, see, I would react this way, so they should react this way. But then when they didn't react the way that I would react, it was confusing to me. And so it made me go inside myself and analyze things. And analyze the shit out of everything. Like, why do they did it like this? And how come? And why is it? Because I would have done it this way. And I don't understand why. And so I would take on and listen to the other perspectives. I did this all the time. I did this in school. I did this in work. I did this at home. I did this in grocery stores. I did this everywhere, all day, every day. I was always analyzing the perspectives of the decisions that other people would make. Okay? And it would confuse people because eventually I started to really master this gift. I really started mastering it, and it would upset people because eventually I'm mirroring to them how I want them to react, and I'm telling them, I'm seeing them in the way they are reacting. But then subconsciously, at times I would do or say things where people would come to me and they'd be like, the way you said that, the way you did that really helped me change my perspective on things. And you really opened my eyes to a different way of living. I've had total strangers come up to me and say, what made you say that? Because that really triggered something in me to help me see that I needed to change in that area. Total strangers. Now, those that were close to me, they felt me doing this. And most of them didn't like it because nobody likes to have things projected onto them, and they have feelings towards that, thinking, oh shit, they found me out, or I'm hiding something and they know the secret. And so people would get angry at me. People would take it out on me, or would ghost me, or, lie to me, flat out fucking lie to me, and, or just keep things from me to try to, stay secretive. But I would always find things out. And so when this began really escalating in the last 5 or 6 years, as I was getting off medication, I was getting better and better at it. And I was coming at it to kind of nudge those that I love and say, listen, I'm tired of it. And then I started building the boundaries. I'm tired of you guys acting this way towards me, and I'm expecting more from you. It's pretty much what how I was reacting to those that I loved. And those that I thought loved me. But as I found out in 2024, they really weren't ready. And so I'm giving them time to heal. And I know eventually they'll come around, but they'll never have access to me again. And that's really sad, but I also know that it's very good because I know that I've pushed some buttons and some of those triggers that, they needed to hear. They needed to hear some of these things to help them heal. So, in a nutshell, that's my journey.